Have you ever been to an event? Wow. तूने पोपट कर दिया अभी चल फिर से एक बार. So this is a little bowl over here. But my God, how many of these have you put over here, yeah? Guys, you have to pick up one of the slips over here, and then maybe we can see what is there in this.
It says laugh like a villain and explain your business.
My God. Hey everyone, have you ever arranged an event where hundreds of people are traveling for you to Dubai and discovered once you arrived at the event is cancelled? My guest today has not only handled that situation but steered it beautifully into a passion project and India's only weekend international offsite summit for PR professionals, The Huddle. I am Sanjay Arora, and after 10 years of building a digital agency, I can confidently say it's unpredictable, occasionally insane, but rewarding at the end. With a series of great campaigns, clients' chaos, and everything in between, this decade-long journey at Ants has taught us that no business grows like how you see it on Instagram. It takes grit, a good team, and a whole lot of passion to build something you are really proud of. With Amith Prabhu, my guest for today, we will cut through the fluff and how to build $1 million business overnight culture and get real. We will focus on what it takes to build, scale, and not lose your mind in the process. Please welcome our not so serial entrepreneur, a communication veteran, and our cool guy and my dearest friend, Amith Prabhu. Welcome to the show, Amith.
Thank you, Sanjay. I'm glad to be here.
So, Amith, you're running almost 10 passion projects, I would say. Okay? These are like, you've been running this for so many years now. Honestly, tell me, how many of them are doing well?
I think the number 10 remains constant. When something doesn't do well, we replace it with something else. So 10 remains. 7 or 8 always do well. 2 or 3 are experimental. So when they don't do well, we replace them with something else.
The number is going to increase?
Not really. I don't think I have the capacity to do more than 10. I look at 12 months of the year. 2 months are free months to just chill. And 10 months of these 10 projects to flourish.
So from working in Genesis, Edelman, and then Stockholm, what brought you to all this madness?
Interesting. So I come from a family of teachers. My father was a college professor. My mother was a high school teacher. There was no entrepreneur in my family that I saw from any close quarters. But I think leaving my hometown, Mangalore, 25 years ago, to explore life beyond the small town I was from, made me feel an urge to be an entrepreneur sometime in life. And I think after 10 years of working in 3 or 4 companies that you just mentioned, I think it was time to bite that bullet and then start off on my own.
So, multiple businesses and multiple incomes. What do you have to say about that?
If you're talking about me, yes, I have a larger venture under which there are 3 or 4 businesses where these 10 projects come to life from. And for me, the income comes from 3 sources for these businesses. One is from partnerships and sponsorships. One is from fees that people pay to attend or take part in an event. And I've not done consulting for commercial reasons. I've done a lot of pro bono consulting over the years. But in sometimes there have been fees that have come for that consulting as well.
Okay, Amith, what looks really sexy on the LinkedIn, okay, when people come to all the events that you do and then they beautifully post it over there on LinkedIn, there's a lot of chaos and madness behind it. Do they realize that?
There is, but I think the chaos and madness is not as much as some people think it to be. We follow a lot of discipline, a lot of consistency, a lot of structure in what we do. So the concept of chaos is very limited in more ways than one. And you referred in the beginning to the Dubai fiasco. Actually, very few people know it. It's almost a year now. The fiasco happened because a license didn't come our way in time and we had to cancel the event. But we remained calm under pressure. There was a little stress for a few minutes, but we said if we can't control it, there's no point worrying about it. And that's the philosophy we have run most of our life with.
Yeah, but like Huddle was the first case. I was there, part of that particular conference, and something like that happened. How do you keep your cool like that, Amit?
There's no other option. If you don't keep your cool, you're going to make a bigger mess out of things. But in fact, I don't think most people who did not come to that event know it got cancelled. Most people thought it happened because we had plan B, plan C in place. We had a dinner that night where people came and celebrated the profession generally. So I think keeping cool is the only thing to do.
Any kind of hiring mistakes that you have done in your project?
I don't think so, because we have a very small team. We are 6 to 7 of us. I don't work with strangers. I don't follow a concept where I interview somebody to work. I work with friends. If I've had a friend who I trust as somebody who can make things happen, he or she then becomes part of the team, and then we start learning together and work together.
So, there are a lot of success stories to you, right? Last 22 years that you have been working, and there are a lot of success stories. Tell me one unsuccessful story.
I would say the shock that I got when the lockdown happened during COVID.
Yeah.
I had never imagined there'll be a day like that. So we lived a month-to-month, hand-to-mouth existence as a professional company. Waited in April for sponsors to start afresh. But suddenly on March 22nd or 23rd, when the lockdown hit us, we had no money in our bank and we didn't know how we will pay salaries. The team agreed to get a salary a couple of months later, and that gave us some assurance, and it was a small team. So I think for me that was the shocker, or something we didn't plan for. And ever since that incident in 2020 March, we've been super careful to have enough money in the bank to pay at least 6 months salaries if anything like that
That's
happens.
a very interesting concept, because in 2020 I also moved from my proper structured job.
Right.
And that's the time. Now it is 10 years, and that time, like you said, March 22nd, everything just just locked over there.
Yeah.
Definitely a struggle, but I think it's at the end of the day, when you look at the things at the back, you still feel that everything is smooth sailing. Do you have any contingency plan which is there? Do you have any contingency fund which is there?
Right. Now I do. Till 2020 March, I did not have it, but the 2 years of COVID taught me to build that contingency fund. And I think I'm in a happy place and a safe place now, that if another, God forbid, calamity like that comes our way, I think 6 to 12 months are sorted to a large extent.
The burnout which is there, basically, because if you talk about the hustle culture, there is a burnout. How do you avoid burnout?
So I have a very clear passion called travel. So I travel extensively within India, outside India, to balance my work pressure and handle a potential burnout. So I feel I've never had a burnout in 22 years, and I don't think I'll have one, because the moment I see a sign of that coming my way, I pause, book a ticket, go somewhere. That's
Wonderful.
my only indulgence here.
That's so good. One useless advice as a founder.
Believe in yourself.
Okay, one thing people don't see about you.
They don't see my love for things beyond PR. People think I'm very PR centric. There are a lot of things. I think my life is 70% non-PR, 30% PR, but that 70% is not seen, and I call it the BTQ. So I love books, travel, and quizzing. I do a lot of books, travel, and quizzing, and travel has many nuances to it. I like to travel to be at amusement parks. I love roller coaster rides. I think that's something people don't know, but it's part of my professional life, roller coasters we go through. But personally also, I every year go to one amusement park somewhere in the country or the world and
Wonderful.
spend an entire day taking these crazy rides.
Last book that you have read.
I want to mention a book which is not the last book, but my favorite book by an Indian author on Indian business is called The Big Billion Startup. If there's anybody in business, you should read that book. The name gives it away. It's the story of the Flipkart founders and how they built Flipkart by Mihir Dalal. It's my favorite Indian book in the last 5-6 years.
Okay. One advice that you would give to the 24-year-old in yourself.
So 24 is the age when I began working formally. I had worked informally for 3-4 years prior to that. And I didn't realize at 24 that even 2,000 rupees a month as an SIP would be a good saving. I ended every month with a minus 1,000 rupee balance. So by 28th of the month, I had no money in my account. I would wait for that salary day on the 1st of the month. But I think that's because salaries were pretty low in 2004 and 5. And my advice to anybody who's 24 is start a 2,000 rupee SIP. If you're even earning 25,000 a month, it's possible, doable, and you'll see the magic of it 10, 15, 20 years later.
So Amith, one thing that I have found in you specifically is that you just gather people all around. Some kind of a magnetism, I would say, or some magnet that you have that you attract people.
That's very kind of you to say that. I don't believe it. I don't think people come because of me. People come because they want to be somewhere, and I help become that organizer. So I think anybody who can organize something that people see value in, people will come to it. You have
what is there on Amith Prabhu's mind right now? What is the next thing that you are doing?
So I mentioned the word BTQ earlier. So a few months from now, I want to focus on a few non-PR centric projects, and I keep saying BTQ internally. BTQ is things on books, literature, travel, and quizzing. I want to build properties, IPs in India.
Wonderful.
Focused on books, travel, and quizzing in 2027.
And I think that's what is missing right now, because books people are not reading. travel people are doing, of course.
Right.
Quizzing, I'm not sure. Quizzing, I think.
So there is a huge interest in quizzing, and we have seen that over the years from Kon Mega Crorepati on TV, from quiz shows, quiz clubs. But I want to make quizzing a way of life for regular citizens who go to a place, take part in a quiz, enjoy a quiz. And I think people are not reading newspapers in the way they used to earlier. I think quizzing will bring in the current affairs culture back again.
Yeah.
Travel, yes, people are traveling, but there are no conferences and events that bring travel lovers together from a more consumer-centric approach. There are B2B travel fairs that happen, no doubt. And books, there are plenty of lit fests happening, but those lit fests are more become carnivals and melas. I'm looking at more a retreat around books, a retreat around authors, where there are more intimate gatherings of 100, 150 people, not thousands of people, to come together, celebrate 2 days of literature, and more on business books than fiction
Sure.
and self-improvement. That's my thinking for now.
So I see Amith Prabhu as a very radical kind of a guy. We look at your Twitter and you have your own opinion, which is there, which is not the populist one, not the popular people that they talk about. They give their opinions over there. Why is it? Is it to gather attention, or is it to?
No, Twitter is my.
Is it to say what you want to say?
No, Twitter is my stress buster. So when something bothers me and I feel I'm being stressed out, Twitter is a place where I vent out that stress. And two things that really bother me in the world is public policy and politics and how it's run in India, in the state I live in. It bothers me, and I feel Twitter is a place for me to vent out my frustration with the way politics is done. That's one. And the second thing that bothers me is when I see a lack of kindness among people, and I see people being rude, could be ordinary citizens, and we see how sometimes people treat animals or their guards or their house helps. These two things bother me a lot, so I sometimes go to Twitter to vent out when I see these things happening. So that's the radicalness you see of me. But those who know me intimately, there's a very interesting CEO called G-Man, Gautaman is his name. He met me about 12 or 14 years ago for the first time in an event. And he said, "You're the same Amith PR on Twitter." He says, "My God, you are so ferocious there, but you look like a very decent guy. I want to be your friend." And this is going to be recorded, and Gautam may see.
Does Amith Prabhu follow a religion?
Interesting. So I have this thought in my head. I was born to parents who were Catholics and Christians in a small town called Mangalore. And till I was about 25, I practiced that very, very diligently. I still love visiting churches around the world. My wife is a Hindu. We have a daughter who has no religion. So I told my daughter a couple of weeks ago, based on an incident that happened, that for her 12th birthday, 4 years from now, I'm going to gift her a religion. So my plan is in the future to gift her a religion that has very, very radical things. There won't be a place of worship. There won't be any exchange of monies in that religion. There won't be idols to worship. Religion will be based on human to human. Every human being we see has to be somebody we see good in them, and the religion will be based on 7 or 8 simple principles, which I call Kingstoh to my daughter, KINGSTOH. K for kindness, I for inspire others, N for being nice to everybody who's nice to you. Kindness is to be kind to people who are even not nice to you. G is to be good to yourself. S is safety for everybody. T is to be true. O is to be obedient to its guidelines, and H is to be humble. So I see a potential for a religion that is based on no rituals, no places of worship in the future, and I'm confident there will be people who will believe in it in the future.
Wonderful, yeah. Amith. I mean, that's so, and then that looks like a next project for you.
Maybe, but 3-4 years away.
Okay. So, Amith, one more thing that comes across, and we've been working together, and we've known each other for so long now. I have seen one thing in you which is very, very different from what I see in other people. If you find trust with a partner, you work along with him for a very long time. So whether we see the crew that you have, or whether we see the people that you have, but how do you take it when they come to you and say that, "Oh, I'm not available for your next project"?
Good question. So again, it's linked to my upbringing. I was born in a small town called Mangalore, and my parents taught me, without saying it in so many words, that they taught me something which is very radical. They taught me by default, trust everybody. If they trouble you, then stop trusting them. Unlike many people I see these days telling their kids, don't trust anybody by default. If they really build trust over a period of time, then trust them. So I come from that space, and I've had very, very few incidents that somebody has broken my trust. Very few, or I don't remember those incidents. So I work with partners who I completely believe in. It takes me 6 months to a year to believe in those partners, whether it's my colleagues or it's a person who's building something with me. I see that happening only if they feel, okay, it's not working out because it's taking a toll on them and they want to leave, it's fine. But usually, most partners, most colleagues have been there for a decade or more.
Okay. Amith, we are turning 10 and we are in our 10th year, completing 10 years actually for Ants. Any insight or any kind of a feedback or any kind of Anything that you can share for us?
I feel Ants doesn't come across as a 10-year-old company both ways. You look very young in the attitude you all have had. You look like a 2-3-year-old company. I'm not joking. Also, you behave sometimes in such a mature way that I feel you're a 25-year-old company. So difficult to put the number 10 to Ants. You have the heart of a startup and you have the stature of a well-established company. So I am not a big fan of giving anybody advice, and you asked me for that non-founder advice earlier in the conversation. I said believe in yourself. I say the same thing to everybody. The easiest advice to give people and the easiest advice to follow is to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
If you're doing something that you think is giving you decent sleep at night, then do it.
Wonderful. So Amith, you see this one, cup over here? This is not coffee with Karan or anything.
Right.
And
It
it's
looks like a soup bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my God, how many of these have you put over here? Yeah, guys, you have to pick up one of the slips over here, and then maybe we can see what is there in this.
Let the game begin.
It says laugh like a villain and explain your business.
My God.
My business is inspired by Nokia's tagline. Those of you who are not familiar, Nokia was a mobile phone company. It had 2 words called connecting people. So my business is built on connecting people.
Okay, this is my turn now, and let me just see what it says. And give me 2 truths and a lie. Okay, so we are a 25-year-old company. We've done close to 25 years of business, and we about 75 people.
I think you've been saying 10 years for the longest time. So 25-year company is a lie.
Okay.
Other 2 are truths, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay.
25 crores is so huge.
Great.
You should be having this recording happening at the Oberoi, not in your
Okay, I have done this one. Next is yours.
Yeah, I think you should keep the chits in your pocket that
Okay.
you use. Explain what you do like a news anchor.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good evening. Welcome to the news hour at 9 p.m. What I do, I connect people. And by the way, none of this is staged. I didn't even know what these chits have until I picked them up. Have a great evening and see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. on the news hour.
That's a good one. Okay, let me look at this. Would you rather be a founder or an intern again? I think I like to be an intern. Seriously. So,
One more for me. This looks endless, but I see a few more chits left. Sing your favorite ad jingle.
wow. You remember any?
I mean, I remember a lot of ad jingles, but I remember their music. Like, I can't sing well, but my favorite music from an ad is the Titan song. The Titan is the one that famous music. I'll stop at that.
Yes, that's a beautiful one. So wonderful, Amith. Thank you. You came. You are the coolest guy.
Thank you. You're very kind. I don't feel I'm the coolest guy. I've known Sanjay for 10 years closely and maybe more than 10 years from a distance. For me, Sanjay has always been a very calm and easy person. I keep asking his colleagues, Radhika and Priyanka, Ajit, Ashutosh, does Sanjay ever get angry? They take a few seconds to think if he gets angry, and I've never seen him angry. Maybe he is, and maybe he pretends to be very nice in front of me. But I know as a person, at the core, he's a very nice and good person. And I think that's why I like working with Sanjay and his team. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And thank you for the last 5 years to your team and all of you for doing so much that you do for the work I do. It's supported with the websites, creatives, designs are done by Ants, and we are grateful to you. I think we need to celebrate the work we do with a 10th anniversary party sometime in July, August, somewhere,
Yes.
or maybe straight at PRAXIS Kochi in
No, we'll do it
September.
before that,
And
yes.
we'll figure out something. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. I'm glad I was here. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sanjay.
Thank you.
Life's too short for boring conversations, so hit subscribe and join us for more stories and fresh perspectives from some incredible people. Follow us on Instagram to find out when we'll drop the next Cool Guy episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.